Before and after the big Trump tax bill, a number of corporations that are going to benefit greatly from those tax cuts made some pretty big promises about what's going to come from the bill. And that promise generally was jobs, 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 in the words of the president. They also announced bonuses, by the way, money being given to their workers. But as we have pointed out multiple times in the past few weeks, bonuses are actually very cheap for corporations to give away. Higher wages and new jobs, much more difficult. And are they actually gonna do it? Well, we know Comcast apparently isn't going to, because they actually, while being reportedly the most active lobbyist for the tax cuts, filing 60 lobbying reports concerning their support for the tax plan, and saying that with these investments, we expect to add thousands of new direct and indirect jobs, they did promise over 100,000 of their employees would get a $1,000 bonus, which, as we showed on the show a couple of weeks ago, all of these bonus programs end up being suspiciously near 0.0027% of their revenue for the year. They all, even though the programs are very different and the companies are very different, it all ends up being about that fraction. They made those promises, but it turns out that according to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Comcast fired over 500 sales personnel shortly before Christmas.
Oh good, it was before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
So it'll sting a little more.
A little bit more, and this is like while they're putting out these quotes, they're with the one hand, they're promising $1,000 bonuses to the workers. With the other, they're throwing out 500 workers. There's actually more to it than just that, but they did say though, the terminated employees can receive a $1,000 supplemental severance payment that matches the size of the bonuses of people who will keep their jobs for now. But they also had to sign a non-disclosure agreement as part of their severance package, with the goal, of course, being that you would never find out that while they were promising jobs, they were actually cutting hundreds of jobs. But oops, it came out.
What's an indirect job?
I don't know. I think it means that the $1,000 bonus will go to their workers, they will spend it, and someone will get a job, maybe. By the way, those aren't the only jobs lost. Separately, Comcast is also laying off 405 employees from a single facility in Atlanta and moving other employees from that facility to different sites. That's what we found out in the immediate aftermath. We also showed you how AT&T had cut over 1,000 jobs after promising many jobs would come from these tax cuts. So look, I know the people who watch this show are exactly the sort of people who are not going to be surprised by this information, but we do have to spread the word that all of their rhetoric about what the tax cuts were going to do, both philosophically, ideologically, and when it comes to reality, never made any sense whatsoever.
Right, and I think that's the reason why the approval for the tax plan was so incredibly low. There was a huge disconnect among members of Congress and the actual electorate in terms of what they wanted and what the ramifications will be. So Congress is selling this as a legislative win, at least the GOP is, right? But at the same time, it's not really a legislative win if the electorate doesn't find this new law to be a good thing or popular. I was gonna go into this long tirade about how it's good that we're spreading the word because we gotta make sure people know about what's really happening. The mainstream media is not covering it. But to be fair, there was quite a bit of coverage about how negative the tax plan would be for the country.
Yeah.
And I think people are paying attention, people know, and my prediction, and this is just a prediction, is that the Republican Party will pay for this because people are gonna see these jobs getting cut. People are noticing that their wages, might have gone up a tiny bit, but largely remain stagnant. I mean, we're not idiots. We see what's happening with our finances, and the GOP can go around touting this tax plan as much as they want, but we know who it really benefits.
Yeah. And you can't notice that you're making more on your paycheck if you don't have a paycheck, which is the bottom line here. Now, there are companies, to be fair, that are hiring people, but these big companies that made this big splash, and you saw that there with Comcast, what is it, the number one 60 petitions that they put in for on behalf of passing this bill, and they're the ones that are the first ones cutting jobs. Actually, not the first. There wasn't there an AT&T cut 1,000 jobs? Yeah, exactly. So I'm mistaken, but yeah. So this is going to, Anna's so right. This is going to come back and bite them. The idea was that they could go back into their districts and say, we got this tax bill, now re-elect us, we got this tax bill. But if this tax bill starts being the focal point of people who are losing their jobs and are now scared because they're, the taxes are gonna, it's only an incremental little bit that they're getting, and they're not getting a wage increase, it's not going to work. It's going to backfire.
Yeah, and like I said, I doubt you're surprised by this, and I know that thankfully we have TYT Investigates did a great job of showing what happened the last couple of times massive tax bills or tax cut bills like this were passed. That a lot of the corporations were lobbying, cut tons and tons of jobs, tens of thousands in some cases. So they're going to be keeping track of this throughout this year. But also, if you see one of these corporations that was out front making these big promises, if you see maybe it only hits in local or state newspapers, and maybe I wouldn't notice it, but you can send it to us so that we can keep these companies accountable and have going into the election a bill that was already unpopular before it was even passed take a major toll on the Republican Party. Also, by the way, if you talk to people, maybe some people who are on the fence about Trump and the Republicans or Trump supporters, if they still believe that this bill is popular, I mean, you can't just show them that individual companies are firing people. Talk to them about why this bill never made sense. As Michael pointed out, there are companies that are hiring people, but why are they doing that? If you know anything about economics, it's because there is a demand for their product and they need more employees to service that demand. They don't hire people because you give them $1 million and they suddenly feel charitable. That's not how businesses function.
And we have to stop treating jobs as if they're all the same, because while unemployment is down, underemployment continues to be a severe issue that goes unaddressed, right?
Yeah.
So how many full-time jobs that provide a living wage and benefits are being created? How many of those jobs exist? How many are being created? Right. I mean, it's always, job creation. But getting a part-time, no benefits job that pays you minimum wage is not a great job that's gonna help you make ends meet and put food on the table for your family.
Or an indirect job.
Or an indirect job.
No, that's a great point, which is why at the same time that we're fighting tax bills like this that are going to hurt actual working Americans and benefit corporations who aren't going to hire, we also need to have groups like Fight for 15 out there and all the activists who are trying to make sure that people actually get wage increases, because they're not going to come from tax bills like this.
If you want to get the whole Young Turks show every single day, become a member, tytnetwork.com/join. And once you do, you'll be saying,
I'm like a smart person.
Or you might say,
I think it's weird.
Or you might say,
oops.
No, that won't be that one. It won't be that one. It'll be great, trust me. tytnetwork.com/join.